Okay, you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Hello, welcome to another episode. Omar Hamdi, hello.
Hello, Bilal Zafar.
You're listening to Too Little, Too Late. I'm filling in for Rod this week because he's in jail.
Don't joke about that, man.
What, don't joke about what?
He's a journalist.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, sorry.
You just hate him because he's a free thinker.
Yeah, he tells it like it is.
He's not a right-winger. He's libertarian.
Yeah, I don't hate him. I admire him.
I admire his right to freedom of speech.
Yeah, I admire his right wing.
Freedom
Got you.
Hey! Hey! I think you should be a comedian. Has anyone ever told you should do comedy?
Who is this northern woman who keeps hanging around me?
This is your comedy fairy. Excuse me.
Is that the voice in my head?
Excuse me, Bilal. If you ever thought of doing comedy, I would talk to Tracy, hairdressers. I'll say, Bilal Zafar. He's well funny. He's a funny little devil.
It's like a nightmare. What have you been up to?
I've been working, bro. I'm always working. I'm always working.
On the building site?
On the building site. Back-breaking labour.
Yeah.
Back-breaking. Has anyone ever broken their back doing labour?
Well, yeah. Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you have to bring that up.
It's a sore topic.
Now, I've been up to lots. I just did, last week, or a couple of weeks ago, I did a gig in a synagogue.
Wow.
Synagogue.
Synagogue! He did a joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Synagogue.
I told you should do comedy, Bill.
Oh, no, she's back.
You're well funny.
I
was talking to Bilal Zafar. He said, I don't gig in synagogue. Synagogue, I like you well funny.
I thought the doctors got rid of that voice.
No.
It's back.
I'm not going anywhere.
Just when I reached the height of my career, it's come back
I'm
again.
always here, Billy. I'm always here.
And then it goes, burn the building down, Billy. I was in Nottingham. Nottingham was my synagogue.
There are Jews in Nottingham?
Yeah.
Wow.
Several.
Cool. Enough to sustain
to do a synagogue, mate.
for a synagogue.
So this was an interfaith show. It was some Muslim Jewish dialogue was the thing. It's quite cool. I'd been to a synagogue when I was little. I hadn't been to one for years.
Do you know what? Even though I grew up in a Jewish area and a lot of my neighbours and mates were Jewish growing up, I've never been to a synagogue.
See, I'm lucky that my parents do. They do interfaith stuff. They like that. So I'd been to one when I was little.
Wow.
Whereas most people just haven't. And I think the more, obviously the more mixing you do, the better, right?
It's all about mixing, mate.
I think so.
People a lot of drinks.
Yeah.
People a lot of drinks, mate.
Who says this?
They say not to mix it, but when you do, it's a carnage.
Is this like a woke drunk man?
Woke drunk man.
Got there for the thing. Yeah, so it's going to be me doing a bit and then a break and then a guy called Daniel Kaner who's really good. He's like musical, does like quite serious songs but quite funny.
Oh, I don't know.
Really nice evening, right? Thing is, I got there and because like I said, I've not really been to a synagogue before properly.
What did you do? Take your shoes off straight away?
I got to the place and they were setting up and everything just before people got there. And at the back, there were these tables and there were cups of tea. Well, everything you need to make tea. It was all set up there. And there was these little jars or like little pots of like red sauce next to the tea. And
red sauce next to the tea?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's
not a Jewish thing, is it?
I thought that. I thought, is this like a Jewish, what's this red sauce doing there? I thought that was like a synagogue thing. They said, oh, that's to dip samosas in later.
Just like Moses did.
I said, oh, right, cool. It's just a building, isn't it?
Is this your Passover food? No, mate. It's Domino's Pizza. What's wrong with you?
Are these special, is this a special, Jewish table? No, it's a table. What do you mean? Why would we put red sauce in tea? What do you think?
What do you think we are?
What do you think this is?
Oh, my God.
There was a giant Star of David made of, tiles at the back, which was quite cool, near the jam for the tea. There was this massive plate, right, behind some glass, and it had all the plagues of, on Pharaoh.
Wow.
It's quite cool.
Those guys are still, rubbing our faces in it.
What do you mean?
What?
Yeah, I forgot.
Yes!
I'm sorry, I forgot that Omar
Pharaoh's my granddad, mate.
That's his great-great-granddad, yeah.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah,
yeah
why'd
mate.
you do those things?
I don't know. I just want to apologize
people.
on behalf of the ancient Egyptians.
I think it was out of order, personally.
I think if roads must fall,
Yeah.
so should the pyramids.
Sometimes.
I think let's take it all the way. Let's go so woke to the point where all history is banned because there's something offensive about it.
Sometimes I see Omar just like upset, shaking his head, and I go, "What's up?" And he goes, "I was just thinking about Moses."
No, because we
What he
believe
did to my people.
No, because we believe in God. So really, we're on Moses' side.
No, you're not. You're Egyptian.
No.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm of the Abrahamic faith first, and I'm
mate.
Egyptian
I
second.
don't trust you. That's
It's the opposite of being British, where British has to come first before every personal belief.
I don't know if I trust you, man.
I'm with Moses, bro.
I don't know.
I would have wandered that desert. He's a prophet of God, man.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to it, if you had to pick between pyramids, I think you'd
Pyramids.
be like, yeah, those
if I
are
had
my
to pick
guys.
pyramids or sea that may or may not part.
Yeah. Oh, what's wrong, Omar? I was just thinking about the plagues. It really messed up my ancestors.
So I didn't know there were plagues on the Pharaoh. So because Pharaoh was bad, God gave him like divine
don't you know?
retribution.
Have you seen The Prince of Egypt?
I haven't seen
It's
the Prince
quite
of
a good
Egypt.
film.
It was too painful to watch.
No.
The Prince of Egypt was like a German watching Saving Private Ryan. You know?
Oh, because of your
Because it's just the
Pharaoh
guilt.
granddad.
Yeah, just the guilt of it all. You know? It's just like, I just don't
It's
believe we
really
did
good.
that. I don't believe we did that. You know how Germans like don't mention the war? We don't mention Pharaoh. Do you know what everyone says about the pyramids?
What?
Everyone says the pyramids are the
aliens.
abandoned original Cairo airport. But then they realize that planes aren't that shape, so they can't use them as terminal buildings.
There used to be triangle planes.
Yeah, when they did the pyramids.
Yeah.
When the aliens... Do you think the aliens did the pyramids?
Yeah, I think pyramids are just big samosas.
And that's why they had the sauce in the synagogue. One day we'll dip those pyramids.
I think that's it. You know? I think that's it.
I get a bit angry when people say aliens built the pyramids. Why couldn't Egyptians build the pyramids?
Is it dumb?
That's what it comes down to. It's basically like, nah.
I can't. People are listening.
Egyptians built the pyramids. Nah.
People are looking at Omar Hamdi thinking this guy did not build a
This
pyramid.
guy is not a pyramid builder.
With your Pharaoh hat on.
This guy at most watched an alien while the alien built it.
You were vaping.
I was vaping.
Watching an alien.
I was like, oh, what's he doing? He's building a pyramid.
Do you think that hieroglyphics and all of that is linked to Illuminati?
What?
I've seen YouTube videos on it, man.
You've seen YouTube videos
Yeah,
saying
apparently
what?
Beyonce is like, I don't know, something like that.
Beyonce and Jay-Z
It
are the
freaks me out.
Illuminati.
So I was like, you watch those videos.
The
sometimes,
Illuminati
like,
have really bad taste in music.
That's the point, though. Apparently.
What? They want bad music in the world.
Well, kind of. It's like catchy in it. So it gets in your head, and then it's like disobey your parents or whatever. Whatever they want you to do, I don't know.
It is interesting that music is like that, isn't it?
Like what?
Like it's rebellious.
Yeah, you know.
What about country music? Country music's like everything's great.
Is it?
I'm in the country. I've never listened to
I
country
think
music.
it's more like my dad told me to clean. I shot my dad and
Shot
my mama
dad.
too.
No, that's not country music. That's
is.
rural music.
That's the Illuminati country. It's different.
It's Illuminati, bro.
Do you ever watch? You know, you get those YouTube videos about.
Did you ever watch The
Illuminati stuff.
Arrivals on YouTube?
No, what's that?
You never watched The Arrivals?
I don't think so.
You know, is this for the podcast or really you
I'm
didn't
not
watch The
sure.
Arrivals?
What is
The
it?
Arrivals is a 48-part YouTube series about
Bloody
the
hell.
Illuminati. And do you know what? This is the interesting thing is it talks about like, the global conspiracy and all of that.
Uh-huh.
And I was in Stansted Airport a few weeks ago in the Hamleys in Stansted Airport. And there was this Asian uncle behind the counter. And he said, where are you going? And I said, I'm going to Greece. And he goes, oh, Greece. The Illuminati destroyed it, didn't they? And I'm like, what? And he goes, with the bailout. The EU Illuminati destroyed Greece with the bailout. And then I thought, it's almost like this guy's been watching The Arrivals. And then I realized he was blasting this really like weird cinematic music in Hamleys in Stansted Airport. And I said, I know that song. That's off The Arrivals. And he goes, have you seen The Arrivals? And I said, yes. Have you seen The Arrivals? That's why you're obsessed with the Illuminati. And he said, yes, it's true. And I said, no, it's not, but I'm about to miss my flight. Bye. And I walked straight out of the Hamleys.
So he was blasting music.
Yeah.
Why were you both in Hamleys?
Because I was buying presents.
Why is he there?
He was working in Hamleys.
Oh, he was.
I didn't tell you that. I didn't tell you that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so he controlled the music
The EU Illuminati, right?
The EU Illuminati. Just in the way the Illuminati controlled the global financial
Vote
order.
leave Illuminati.
Vote. No, remain a Nati.
No. Oh, yeah.
See,
No.
No, remain a Nati. It's the remain a Nati. Vote
Yeah, but
leave
it's-
is the rebellion.
Yeah, but
against...
that's like Illuminati, people say, as anti-Illuminati. So you'd say, vote leave Illuminati.
But
But the thing is, I've not seen the Rivals, but you know how...
you got to watch the Rivals, bro.
I will. How
Bro.
long is one episode?
Like an hour. It's
Bloody
48 hours.
48.
It's like it should have gone on Netflix. But
Yeah.
obviously Netflix have quality control.
Yeah, it's not quite Breaking Bad.
It's not quite. Not quite.
You know when you watch a lot of those videos and then some of them freak you out a bit?
Yes.
That happened to me the other night because I was
Tell me.
watching it with the lights off and it was like, oh, Beyonce and Jay-Z. And then it's like, a lot of things Beyonce does were like weird.
Like what?
There's just specific hand gestures, all of that stuff.
But bro, she's
No,
on
no.
TV all the time and her hands move. So if you watch all of her output and you're looking for a particular hand sign, you're going to find it eventually.
No, the stuff they do on purpose, isn't it?
Really?
Yeah, all of that stuff, isn't it?
No, but that's the
purpose?
Rockefeller. By the way, Billy is making the Rockefeller sign.
Yeah, but he did it. That's come from somewhere, innit? That's the whole point.
It came from Jay-Z's creative genius.
Why did he do that?
Like, why does anyone do anything?
Also, did you hear that Beyonce's drummer who left? 'Cause
What?
she killed a cat. Sacrificed a cat.
Beyonce sacrificed a cat.
Yeah.
Do you know what? This is true, by the way. My mum was telling me
That Beyonce sacrificed a cat.
yeah, my mum was like, Beyonce, she is Illuminati. No, my mum was telling me that actually her grandmother, if something really bad was happening and she wanted good luck, she would be like, okay, let's sacrifice a cat.
What?
Exactly. This is my mum's grandmother. This is like only 4 generations above me. And she would literally go and find a street cat and murder the cat.
So that was Pharaoh Ramesses' cousin.
Like great granddaughter.
Yeah. Really?
I know. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that's freaks me out. What?
Like
I've
that-
never heard that. So that's not a Muslim thing.
Of course, it's not a Muslim
No, but
thing.
for the listeners.
Yeah, for the listeners, this is
That
not.
is not-
That's
that's
not.
why-
That's not the truthabouthalal.com.
That's why that's confused me.
No, that's an
That
Egyptian
This
thing.
doesn't.
That's like a pharaoh.
So
thing.
that is a Pharaoh thing. So you are to not be trusted.
No. I'm with the Jews. I really am.
All right.
I believe in God. Therefore, I am against the godless pharaoh. But the other thing they do is this is like there's an Easter time. It's like a spring festival in Egypt called Shem Nissim, which is a fair. It's been going since Pharaoh times. And I think they used to like throw a virgin into the Nile or something. I don't know what they do. No, what they eat is they eat like gone off.
What?
They eat gone off fish.
That's devil stuff you're talking about,
To
man.
be honest with you, bro, when you take it out of its context and you say it in English in a public forum like a podcast in front of Bilal Zafar, it does sound a little bit Illuminati.
That is some devil worshipping stuff.
I wonder what that meal is in English. 1 second. This is true, by the way. So I'm looking at BBC Travel, right? The headline is, "The deadly dish people love to eat. Despite warnings, Egyptians love to eat fasir, a smelly fermented fish that can lead to botulism poisoning and, in rare cases, death." What? At Shaheen for salted fish and caviar, Cairo's famed fish shop, specializing in the putrid delicacy.
Putrid.
What does putrid mean?
That's like
putrid,
that's like
putrid
gone
or
off, innit?
putrid?
That's like a horrible word.
Wow, this is so weird.
Because when I look up magicians and stuff, right? When I've looked at videos about black magic on YouTube, they all do weird stuff. Like
In
that.
1991, 18 people died from eating fasir. Like, what the? Wow.
So
I don't like it, Iskander admitted, but I eat it. That is devil worship, isn't it? I hate it, but I eat it. It's like Nando's. This is the Nando's of Egypt. Egyptians, he explained, have a personal schizophrenia with the fish. That's Illuminati shit.
sorry.
He's explaining why Egyptians eat it by saying Egyptians have a personal schizophrenia.
Okay.
Some Egyptians say they don't eat it, because it's considered low class.
Is
They
it?
want to act more like foreigners, but they keep eating it anyway. Quality journalism there from the BBC.
BBC article.
This is a BBC article. They found the funniest guy. Wow.
Oh man, that's weird.
In fact, Fasich dates back to pharaonic times when each spring the receding Nile River left behind trails of rotting fish. Even today, Egyptians traditionally eat Fasich during the spring holiday. Wow.
That's messed up. I didn't know that your people had pharaoh traditions. I was joking about
It's
that.
quite cool, isn't it? Like,
No.
we still think we're pharaohs.
Yeah, that's not good. You don't even write. I've seen you. You don't read hieroglyphics.
Yes, I do.
You don't.
My handwriting is about as legible as hieroglyphics.
Have you done any interfaith gigs, Omar?
I haven't done interfaith gigs. I did a gig in a in a church.
That counts.
But it wasn't there was only really one faith there. It was a faith gig.
Ah.
It wasn't it was just a faith
What was the
gig.
faith?
The faith, it was a church, so Christianity.
So why were you there?
I was, that's a good question. I think it's because I was available. And it was just when the Syrian war started, and it was for a charity that was delivering aid in Syria, and it turned out it was a Christian charity that, like some Syrian Christians, were like pro-regime. Because I asked the guy, where are you delivering aid? And all the places he was saying were places that were like under like proper regime control. And I was like, wow, you're being very selective, mate. It's weird because I suppose anyone can just sort of call themselves a charity and then go abroad and do whatever the hell they want. Really.
I think people do that.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely do.
I mean, they definitely do that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, man.
You don't have to pay tax, do you, if you're charity?
Yeah.
Do you want to set up a charity?
Should we set up a charity?
Yeah.
Should we set up the Omar and Bilal podcast trust?
Called Helping People with Problems.
What does your charity do? We help people.
We help people with problems. Yeah.
Because there are just what would the advert be? There are so many problems in the world.
There's a lot. There's even more problems than people.
The average person has 17.4 problems.
And we're gonna
solve them all.
And we've got like Hugo Boss suits.
And all we need is £2 a month.
Just donate.
From everyone in the world. Please.
Donate generously.
This is Clive. He has problems. But you can solve them.
Yeah.
By giving us money.
His taxes are too high. This is a problem. We're going to go abroad with our charity. We're going to the Maldives. We accidentally said it like that.
The Maldivians have a problem. Not enough tourism spending.
Not enough shade.
Let's help the Maldives. The Maldives.
The hotel, this big hotel, it's not making enough money, this 5-star hotel.
Let's save the Maldivian tourism sector.
By booking some rooms.
For a long time.
Yeah.
And staying in them.
I'm just talking about 2 weeks.
That's
3
not
weeks.
going to solve the Maldivians' problem.
No.
We need to stay for 2 months.
We'll be floating in a pool on one of those inflatable things.
Just saving the Maldives.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about interfaith gigs is that the fact that they exist only angers bad people, but from all backgrounds. So you've just done a gig in a church.
Yes.
One of the best gigs. Oh, I did a gig recently, earlier this year, just for vicars.
Just vicars.
I didn't know it was going to be that.
Mate, I didn't know the church comedy circuit was such a thriving subculture.
They like me.
I know Paul Carenza does church gigs, doesn't he?
I don't know. Oh, there are some people that... No, it is a thing. Like how Muslim gigs are a thing. There is like a church circuit.
Wow.
Yeah. You just have to be clean, really. Yeah, this gig for vicars, right? The guy who was bringing me on stage, it's quite funny. So he was like a bishop. I don't really know the bishop's like the top one.
He was like senior Christian clergy.
He was the best one, right? he was
the
announcing,
closest to God.
So he did a little bit of bantering with the crowd, right? He was going to bring me on.
So he was comparing you. This bishop
but
was
he did all right. Sometimes people don't.
So he was like, "Where are you from? What do you do for a living?"
No, they all knew each other.
Oh,
these vicars. This was a retreat in Derby that they do.
You did a gig at a vicar's retreat.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be that.
Who books these gigs?
Vicars.
God.
No, sorry, Bishop. God. Yeah. I'm sure you'll do it for free because
Let's save the comedian from himself and his jokes.
We can only cover expenses because God books it and everything. I mean, he did this thing where he brought me on, right? Where so I'm an Arsenal fan, football, and he said he's an Arsenal fan.
Thanks for saying Arsenal fan football, just in case I was like, what, you just like the tube station? Like,
he said, he goes, he's an Arsenal fan, and then everyone booed, and then he went, and he's a Muslim, and no one booed.
But if that's how negative they feel about Arsenal, imagine how they feel about Islam.
They didn't boo it. And I made that point. I said, thanks for not booing that.
So it's okay to support Arsenal as long as you're a Muslim?
No, it's not okay to support Arsenal. It's okay to be Muslim, but not to support Arsenal.
Oh.
According to the Vicars of Derby.
Well, the church has spoken.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, one of the best things I've done, right, is a festival called Greenbelt Festival.
Greenbelt?
Which is a progressive Christian festival, right?
As opposed to a regressive Christian festival.
Yeah.
I suppose the opposite to progressive is conservative, isn't it?
Yeah. I did 2 hours there back. So I did. I
did your last 2 solo shows?
I did 2 solo shows back to back, right?
That's a lot of work, mate.
But here's the thing. Oh, it's worked out okay. But here's the thing which happened. So this was last year, right? Something happened to me last year. I got to this festival. I was feeling quite unwell. I was doing lots of coughing and like, oh man, I got a bad cold, just after the Edinburgh Fringe had finished last year. Mm-hmm. I kept falling asleep. So we had like a little green room area and I kept having little naps and I thought it's a bit weird for me to have naps.
That's a proper illness.
That sounds like fainting, doesn't it? So I went over
far off. That sounds like fainting. I just keep just becoming unconscious without warning.
Fairly young man. It shouldn't really. I'm not really meant to fall asleep randomly. So I went to the paramedic there, right? And they checked me out and they said, "You are severely dehydrated. Like you're badly dehydrated." And they said, "Don't do it. Don't do it."
Is that really a thing?
Well, yeah.
Dehydrated?
Yeah, man. But I wasn't.
But I thought that happened in deserts.
Well, this is the thing. I'd been drinking lots of water and resting, right? Loads, because I knew I was unwell. But I was still, and my tongue had gone like white. So, and they were like, "Don't do the show, don't." And I was like, "I won't do it." They gave me loads of Diarrhea, like a liter. I had to drink a liter, and they kept.
Oh, that's
checking
like the rehydration salts.
They kept checking my blood pressure.
Did you have diarrhea through all this?
No.
Wow.
They kept checking my blood pressure, and it was really high. I was messed up, right? And they said, don't do the gig. But I knew that hundreds of people were going to turn up.
But also, did they realize quite how deadpan and low energy you are? Like, there is no physical exertion whatsoever to you doing a gig.
Yeah, but if you're possibly dying.
Yeah, so even then, just don't do the gig.
To do an hour, do 2, I had to do 2 hours, right? Or 1 hour, then a break, then another hour. They said, don't do it. And I thought there was an audience, so I'm going to do it. It was like, have you seen the film The Wrestler?
No.
Yeah. Have you seen Black Swan?
Yes.
It's like that.
Which scene?
the bit where she's dying and she performs anyway.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the...
But here's the thing. So I did 2 shows and then I got back to London, right? But the shows were amazing, is my point. Like, it's genuinely a couple of the best shows ever. Because it's really nice audience, like support. I've done some festivals, which I won't say. I don't mean comedy festival. There's like festivals that last a few days and they're meant to be really good and they're terrible, right? They just got this big reputation. I got back to London, right, after, and I could barely walk. Seriously, got out of the station, could barely walk.
That's actually quite scary.
Yeah. So I got a black cab all the way home from King's Cross. It was quite expensive.
Bruv, you must have been ill!
Yeah.
Bruv! I just want to explain this to people who don't know what that means. Is that you could have got the tube from King's Cross to home.
I couldn't walk.
And it would have cost like £2.
My legs weren't working. It was weird.
And how much did you spend on this black cab?
Probably 50, 60 quid. Coughing all the way. The driver gave me some iron brew.
Was he Scottish?
No.
Wow.
I know,
Maybe
right?
he was a guardian angel.
Yeah, possibly.
That's what they always.
Guardian angels charge you 60 quid.
No, but they do any. Does anyone other than a guardian angel just walk around with iron brew ready?
Drive around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. So I was coughing loads. Then I went to the doctor, and they were like, "Oh, you're unwell." And then
no shit.
they did this is the thing, right? So they did an X-ray on me, and the doctor came in after, and it was a bit weird. The doctor was quite happy to see me, right? So it was a bit confusing. The doctor said to me, he said, "You've got like the best pneumonia."
The best pneumonia.
He said they wouldn't even. So they did this X-ray. They said we wouldn't even show this to medical students because it's so obvious. It would be a waste of time. You know what I mean? And then he said, and then he was kind of smiling. And
what
I was
made
like,
it the best pneumonia?
It was like great, isn't it? It's like perfect.
It's like perfectly
Yeah,
formed.
everything I do is brilliant.
It would have got a 10 on Strictly.
Yeah. And then he was kind of happy. And then he said, "Oh, by the way, I was at your Edinburgh show 2 weeks ago." Genuinely.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I was in hospital for nearly 2 weeks, and then I didn't work for 2 months.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
That's all right. It was last year, isn't it?
Is this when you were ill? I didn't
Yeah. Oh, I was very ill.
So sorry if this is a stupid question, Billy.
It's okay.
But who or what is pneumonia?
It's like an evil spirit that possesses you.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like the Illuminati.
Yeah, it's like the Illuminati in
Did
your
the
lung.
doctor prescribe gone off fish?
No, because that's what I ate, which gave me the Illuminati.
Because you're not Egyptian, you can't handle it.
Yeah, exactly.
The fish was like, this ain't an Egyptian intestine. I'm going to mess this up.
18 Egyptians did die in 1991, so you know.
Yeah. But
Sorry,
Egyptian blood is sheep.
Sheep.
Sheep. Egyptian blood is sheep.
Sorry to bring up the sad thing that happened. Anyway, yeah, so basically pneumonia is when your lung is full of fluid.
And where did the fluid come from?
So I got, basically, when I was doing the Edinburgh Fringe last year, I picked up a cold, and then I went to the doctor and he said, rest and drink water, and I did, and then I was still getting worse and worse, and it's because at some point I'd picked up some sort of infection, and
So where does the fluid come from?
Don't know. It's just, that is
Well,
what
you
it
need
is.
a doctor for that, and that's a medical question, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm asking you a medical
The thing is,
question.
it can happen to it. Richard Bacon nearly died recently.
Wow.
You know? And he was living a very healthy lifestyle, and then he got double pneumonia.
Richard Bacon was living a very healthy lifestyle.
He actually was, apparently, in LA.
You mean in recent years? Okay.
Yeah. He had both lungs. He had to go into a medically induced coma. He nearly died proper. Yeah. So anyone listening, everyone, be careful.
Anyone listening, if you nap a lot,
yeah, if you feel, if you're fainting a lot and you got to do 2 shows,
then do the 2 shows.
do the 2 shows.
Take the money and then spend it on medical insurance.
Yeah, man. Medical insurance. What do you think we are? I had to do an interview. Some company came and did a little thing, and I said, fine, I'll do an interview for something. And they said, why is now a very important time to be doing this interfaith gig between Muslims and Jews? Like,
You had to play along, didn't you?
Well, no, I
That's the
didn't
problem
really
with
answer
PR
that.
is you can't just say, I don't know, they just told me I had to do this as part of doing the gig.
Well,
you have to play the game.
that question I didn't answer because I was like, is it an important time?
What they wanted you to say is because there's so much conflict in the world and the solution is comedy.
Is this gig in a
My
synagogue?
comedy.
Yeah.
In fact, I should start a charity
Have you
called
been?
Laughs for Saving the World.
Has anything been written about you tackling anything?
Yeah, I'm
What are you
challenging
tackling?
stereotypes, mate.
Are you?
Yeah, mate. I'm Welsh Egyptian comedian Omar Hamdi challenging stereotypes. No, you don't challenge stereotypes. You shatter stereotypes.
Oh.
Stereotypes are always shattered.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm shattering them, mate.
Oh,
On
well
the
done.
way here, I saw 3 stereotypes.
Which ones?
And I shattered them. What I saw was, I saw a jolly fat person.
Yeah.
I saw a charming Irish person.
Uh-huh.
And I saw an Indian who was good at computers. And I shattered all 3
You
of them.
attacked them.
I shattered them all.
Oh. Okay, well. Well done.
And they were like, why are you attacking us? And I said, your stereotypes.
Mhm.
I'm not attacking you. I'm shattering you.
I get told, it's been written about me a few times, that I'm tackling Islamophobia 1 joke at a time.
Tackle it, mate.
I don't
It's
think
rugby.
I am.
It's rugby.
I didn't realise I was.
You're tackling us.
You know what I mean? You're just doing your
I'll
thing.
be honest, Bilal.
Yeah.
I hated Muslims until I saw you do 5 minutes of comedy.
Yeah.
And now I think I'm okay with
That
them.
happened in Kent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you know what? I've changed.
Mm.
I don't hate Muslims anymore because I saw Bilal Zafar do some jokes.
Why can't I do comedy without tackling anything?
You have to tackle something.
You don't.
Oh, but hang on a minute. white comedians just do comedy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're tackling the issue of loud people in pubs.
That would be funny if journalists interviewed white comedians the same way they interview brown comedians.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your comedy about? How has your background as a middle class white man impacted your position in comedy?
Shall we say goodbye?
I think we've tackled
What have we tackled
Islamophobia.
this episode?
We've tackled Islamophobia and
shattered it.
We've shattered stereotypes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You tackled the Islamophobia, and once Islamophobia is on the ground, then you can take the stereotypes associated with it and you shatter them.
Mm-hmm.
But you leave the Islamophobia intact because we need something to tackle. Otherwise, what are we here for? We can't.
It's true, innit? It's like the American prison system. You have to keep arresting people.
Exactly. So you want to tackle Islamophobia till it taps out,
tackle
and then
crime.
let it get on its feet again.
Mm.
And then you tackle, and that's how it works.
So you just in the interview, you're like, look, I don't want to end Islamophobia. I just want to tackle it occasionally.
Yeah.
By doing a small gig in a synagogue.
Yeah.
In Nottingham.
Yeah.
And
where are the fucking samosas? There's
just
some
to be
dip
clear,
here
I
that
don't want to
needs-
get rid of it. I think Too Little Too Late is a really good show. I'm not against any of it.
I think you and Rod Liddle should actually. I think you and Rod Liddle should do a podcast together. I don't think you need me anymore. I think you need Rod Liddle.
What do you call that? Zafar. Zafar. So no. Okay. Too little, too late. Not Zafar enough. What are we talking about this week? I don't think people should come over here, change their dress code. It makes me sick, people wearing clothing that isn't British. Thanks for listening to Too Little. It's got loads of sponsorship. It's like, tobacco companies, pro-gun company, like all of it. It's like we make thousands every week. Cool. Well, listen, I've got to go.
You've got to go.
Yeah, you stay
You make
here.
it sound like I've got nothing going on.
What-
You always do this, Billy.
What do you have?
You make it sound like I'm just here in this sound studio waiting for you each week.
Come here and you're just here.
I'm just here.
And you got your toothbrush.
I'm just here like a loyal wife waiting for you to come back from war. Tell me about Crimea, Bilal.
You stay put, all right?
Okay.
Do what you need to do.
Yes, husband.
All right? Have a shave.
I do need a shave.
No, you don't.
I can't pull off stubble like you can.
Oh, come on, mate. Grow a little beard. It's
No,
fashionable
I'd
now.
look to Islam then.
Isn't that what are you trying to look like?
I'm trying
a Greek.
I'm trying to look like an ethnically ambiguous British patriot.
Mm-hmm.
Like the type you get in army recruitment.
Do you tell
ads.
people you're Mediterranean?
No, when they say, where am I from?
Persian.
Persian.
Okay.
I'm from Persia. Prince of Persia. Everyone should pick a video game to be from. I'm from Metal Gear Solid.
I'm from FIFA 19.